The MLB season starts tomorrow, so let's do a quick prediction of who I think is going to win in each division and who the wild card teams are, and maybe even a World Series prediction. But yeah, just bear with me here because I definitely do not know as much about the MLB as I do about the NBA or the NFL. And yeah, so just bear with me there. I come at this more of a fan perspective than an actual analysis in some of these. But yeah, I'm going to do the best I can, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So let's start off here with the New York Yankees, who I have winning the AL East. And I think they're not going to win it by a huge margin here because there is another team that I really, really like in this division. But I have the Yankees winning, which is a pretty boring prediction, but it's also, in my opinion, the right one. They made a huge move this offseason, of course, getting Garrett Cole, who the starting pitching was basically their only weakness, also infield defending, but that's not something that's going to glare up on you and cost you a World Series for the most part. So yeah, I'm going to say the New York Yankees finished first in the AL East and in turn first in the AL. Next, I'm going to talk about the MLB's main villain this season, the Houston Astros. And yeah, I'm still going to have them being one of the best teams in baseball. Yeah, I get it. They cheated and all that, but I honestly don't think these players have morals for what they did. I mean, a lot of them basically said get over it. I think they'll get over it too. I'm sure they'll be just fine. Yeah, they're still an extremely talented team. And sure, they lost Garrett Cole, but that's still a great rotation they've got there with Justin Verlander now going to be the ace, I assume. But yeah, this is still going to be a good team, and I have them winning the AL West. And then in the AL Central, I have the Minnesota Twins. I still don't know if they're a real, World Series title contender, because the last two times they made the playoffs, they've been pretty much humiliated by the Yankees. But I still think they're super talented. Adding Josh Donaldson was a great move. They'll be just fine, I think. I think they'll still make the playoffs, and they'll win the AL Central. In the wild card, I have the Tampa Bay Rays and the Oakland A's. Both teams that are sort of cut from the same cloth. They both have a small budget and payroll. But the A's have been perennially wild card teams pretty much. And the Rays this year, I honestly think they could go all the way to the ALCS. I don't know if they'll beat the Yankees, but I really, really like this Tampa Bay Rays team and the way they're built. Yeah, I have very high expectations for them. I have the Rays at number 1 and the Oakland A's at number 2. Now on to the National League. I'm going to start off, unfortunately, with the LA Dodgers. I have them winning the NL West as they do almost every year. This is just an extremely talented team. We all know what they're about at this point. Adding Mookie Betts, of course. Yeah, they're title or bust. I have them going number 1 in the NL West and number 1 in the National League as a whole. Number 2 in the National League, I have the AL East winners. Yet again, I'm picking them to win the division again, the Atlanta Braves. Obviously, you've got Albies Acuna, who's been a very, very popular MVP pick for a lot of people. And yeah, this is just an extremely, extremely talented team. I mean, the title window is open for them now. They're going to have a lot riding against them, but they are talented enough to be a World Series winner. I have them winning the AL East yet again this season. And then in the AL Central, I really feel like the teams in it, the Brewers, the Cardinals, the Cubs, just didn't do enough this offseason to make me think, oh, they are now going to stay where they're at or improve. I just don't see that happening. So you know what? I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Reds. They signed Nick Castellanos. They brought in Shogo Akiyama from Japan. They signed Pedro Strop. I think they did good things this offseason and were much more active compared to the other teams in their division. So I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Reds. Wildcard teams for me are the Nationals and the Astros. The Nationals, they did lose Anthony Rendon, who was absolutely amazing for them last season. But I honestly think they should be just fine. They have a prospect coming up to replace him. I forgot his name, but I think they'll still be pretty decent. I still think they'll be able to make the playoffs this year. I could be wrong. Who knows? World Series hangover is a thing. And then you've got the Arizona Diamondbacks, who I think will finish second in the NL West this season. And I honestly really do like their roster. Adding Starling Marte was a really, really nice move. And yeah, I just like their roster. I like their pitching as well, honestly. I think it's improved a lot this offseason. I think they'll be pretty good, and I've got them taking home the second wild card spot in the NL. For the World Series winner, I'm going to go with the New York Yankees. I think they're a really, really good team, in my opinion. It's just that, anything's better than the Dodgers winning. Maybe that's a little bit of my opinion, but the Dodgers, look what they've been doing in the playoffs for so many years now. Pretty much not showing up at the end. But hey, anything's better than the Dodgers winning.